Hi everyone. So today just the last session 20 and 30. They want to review about unit 10 to unit 12. Okay, so what are the main point of the grammar that you have learned there, right? I hope that you just remember what you have learned so far from unit 10 to unit 12. Okay, so here are the learning outcomes. After completing the sharing, you will be able to review all the grammar points in from unit 10 to unit 12, and you will be able to discuss and make more example related to each grammar point. All right, so let's just go to what you have learned in unit 10 about risking life and limb. That we just focus on modal auxiliary verb number 2. That mostly to focus on modal verb in the past. All right, so just go and see it in the next slide. Thank you for this one. Okay, just wait and see for the next slide. Okay, we just talk about modal auxiliary verbs of probability in the past. We can say like all modal auxiliary verbs can be used with the perfect infinitive. Perfect infinitive means like modal verb. Okay, modal verb plus have plus verb 3, like what we have learned in last unit that talk something about this one. Okay, and in here they express the same varying degree of certainty as explained on page 147 to 149. Again, will have done is the most certain, and might, may, or could have done is the least certain. Okay, so if we're talking about the degree, it just if you notice about will have done, that is the most certain, mean the activity okay mostly happened. We can say the percentage are much higher than might, may, or could have done in here. All right. So this part you can see all of these example. For the first one, like I met a girl at your party, tall, very attractive. That's all. I have been Sonia, right? So that part we can say like those are the things that the speaker mentioned, and the thing that he might be seen and met the very attractive girl there. All right. And for the second example, I must have been. Sorry, it must have been a good party. Everyone stayed till dawn. So what's that? We can say the result, since the party lasts long or till nearly the early morning on the next day, they can assume that the party has been a good party here. All right. Next, the music can't have been any good. Nobody danced. All right, the result. So, because nobody danced, sometimes we suppose that music maybe it's not a good or beautiful music in here. That's why nobody danced. The possibility, right? Where's Pat? He should have been here ages ago. Okay. Since they may know Pat clearly, that's why they suppose that he normally early. He normally has been here before the other people come in here. The high possibility of this one. Not really high. We can say like should. It's just maybe 50% or something. Okay, and he may have got lost. For example, he did not hear. He was not here because he may have got lost the way to get to the party, for example, or he might have decided not to come, but not quite sure. We can say like this paragraph least certain. Okay, the degree in here, and he could have had an accident. The same thing. So three of them just least certain, while will have been here is the most certain. All right. So this is the degree of modal auxiliary verb about certainty and most certainty, most certain, and the most certain and the least certain in here. All right. So as you use this one, you may know about the degree of the possibility in the past. All right. Can we move? Okay, would have thought is common to express an assumption or supposition, right? You can pay attention to assumption and the other one, supposition. So would have thought just commonly expressed about assumption or supposition. Okay. That is not really true, but just your own assumption or supposition regarding to the action or the activity. Hello? Okay, you can see this example. I'd have thought they'll be here by now. Where are they? So we can say what? This is what you suppose or you assume that they would be here, but actually not. You can say you cannot see the present there, so keep asking where are they? All right. And the next one, you'd have thought she'd remember my birthday, wouldn't you? All right. You just suppose or assume that the lady may remember about my birthday. But what happened? The reality may not, or it might be, right? Wouldn't you have thought that ring if there was a problem? Okay. It's just a thing that they suppose that the people may ring or call you if they face a problem in here, but actually not, right? Okay, so just something there. Let me just move to the other part. This part is just about would have thought. Remember this one? Would have thought, commonly used to express about assumption or supposition, right? Okay, next. We just move to other uses of modal verbs in the past. Should have done or should have plus verb 3, you can say. So should have done can express advice or criticism about a past event. The sentence expressed is what contrary of the fact. We can say, can express about advice or criticism about past event. The sentence expresses what is contrary to the fact. So it is opposite to the fact, we can say, all right? For example, you can see, you should have listened to my advice. Or you should have listened my advice. But actually what? You didn't listen. All right? As a result, you fail, we can say. Okay? So it's just contrary to the fact. I shouldn't have lied to you. I'm sorry. I did lie to you, actually. I did lie to you, actually, right? But those things that it might not be. All right? You shouldn't have told her you hated her. You did tell her. Okay? Should not have told her. But as a result, what? She upset. She was angry with you right now. It's a possibility in here. All right? This is the thing. Let's move to the next one. Look at these sentences. You should have been here yesterday, and you should have seen his face. His face. So what are the difference? Actually, you were not here yesterday, and the result what? You did not see his face in here. Should have done is used here for comic effect. It is the thing that it's just so funny that the situation is because it was so funny. You can say, since it's just like the imply or the other thing that they speak, but they know it is impossible for you to be here, but they keep doing that one. All right. Okay, so as a result, you did not feel, you did not meet those things in here. All right. Okay. So let me just move to the next one. If you have some question, let's discuss in the Google Classroom as well as in the live session there. All right. Let's move to the next one. Could have done or could have plus verb 3, you can say. Could have done is used to express an unrealized possibility. Someone was about to do something in the past but didn't do it. Okay. You can see what? Possibility. It can be happened in the past, but they did not do it, all right? They did not do it. For example, I could have gone to university, but I didn't want to. Okay. Actually, I can afford for the university. I can pass the exam to enter a university, but I did not want to. So as a result, I did not go and study at university until right now. Okay. So the second one, we could have won the match. We didn't try hard enough. If the team just try to work hard together, they could have won the match. But as a result, they did not. Because of what? They did not try hard enough. That's why. I could have told you that Krish wouldn't come. He hates parties. The possibility, the possibility we can say what? I could tell you, but I I did not tell you regarding to the way that Chris may not or would not come, since I knew that he hates the party, but I did not tell you in here. All right? Something failed. The next one, I was so angry with her, I could have killed her. Okay. No matter how furious I am, but I was so angry and I want to kill her, but actually not. I could not. All right? So the possibility or the possibility, we can say like, it can be, she could be get killed, but actually not in here. All right? So, okay, that's all for this part. Let me move to the second part of could have done in here. Okay, I read you to express a past possibility that didn't happen. So the first one, we use it to talk about possibility in here. We use it to talk about past ability that didn't happen. All right, so something here. But the same, it still didn't happen. Example, you fall, you could have killed yourself. All right? But the reality, what? That guy did not, right? Did not. Okay? The guy did not kill himself in here. But at the time, he was full. We were lucky. We could have been caught in the traffic jam. It's possible to be happened. But luckily, okay, we were not have been caught there. Okay, something. When I took the burnt meal out of the oven, I could have cried. Oh my God, my food, my meal. Okay, so when I took the burnt meal out of the oven, I could have cried. When I cook, I try to do it. As the result, it's burning the ovens. Okay, but I could not. I did not cry. Okay, so that's it for this part that we used to talk about past possibility that didn't happen. Third, one last about could have done. It is used to criticize people for not doing things. Criticize, all right? Remember this one. You also can use could have done to criticize people for not doing things. For example, you could have told me that Zhu and Jim had split up. Split up means get divorced. They did not live together anymore. Okay, but the result what? Okay, they did not tell you, and then you keep calling both of them, ask something. Okay, it was so bad experience in here. While they was not together, and you keep call the Zhu and ask about Jim, call the Jim, ask about Sue or something. It's just not good. So it's just a bad thing in here that you need to criticize one of your friends, for example. Okay, next, I've been cleaning the house for hours, for many hours. You could at least have done your bedroom. Okay, if you cannot have me to clean the house for many hours, okay, but just clean your bedroom in here. The possibility, the thing that you need to criticize them to do their job. So in short one, regarding to could have done, just remember the first one, you can use could have done to talk about the possibility that it did not happen. The second one, you can use could have done to express a possibility that did not happen. And one last, you should use it to talk about, to criticize people for not doing things. All right, get? So if you have some more questions, let's discuss later in the real-time meeting. To move to the other part, might have done. The about use of should have done can also express with might have done, so it's not far different there. So about, okay, the use with should have done and might have done is not far different in here, right? So you might have instead of just sitting on your backside. Okay, the possibility that might just have each other, not just sit for free or do nothing in here. Okay, the other part about I might have known or guessed that is used to introduce a typical action of someone or something. I might have known or guessed that is used to introduce a typical action of someone or something. For example, I might have known that Peter would be late. He's always late. So the latecomer, Mr. Late, or we can say like Peter is has known that Mr. Late, that he always come late, for example, right? So better not expect that he will come early for the day. Okay, the next one, the car won't start. I might have guessed that would happen. All right. So we can say what? The car normally is okay, but on that day, something went wrong that you did not expect with this one. All right. Oh, you may think regarding to something went wrong. We can say not normally okay in here. All right. Okay, that's it for might have done. The first one, we can say the use of might have done is not far different from what you have used in should have done in here. Okay, that about the past possibility. All right. And the other part about I might have known or guessed that in here to introduce a typical action of someone or something that you may know, you may experience about it, and then you may not expect it may work well there. Okay, good. Okay, one last out the other uses our modal verb in the past needn't have done or needn't have plus verb 3 in here. You can see like needn't have done expresses an action that was done, but it wasn't necessary. It was a waste of time. All right. So the thing that you need to do it, but actually it's not really important. Okay, that you just waste time in here, right? Waste time to do it. So it's not necessary there. You can see this example. I didn't have got up so early. The train was delayed. Okay, we can say like it is fine. You may need to get up early, but it's not really necessary for you to do so since the train was delayed. Okay, maybe it's delayed to 9 or even 10 o'clock in the morning. No need to get up so early, all right? The second example, you can see like I brought you a new pen because I lost yours. You needn't have borders. I've got hundreds. So that one pen is not important in here. See what? I got hundreds of pens in here. All right. So that's it for this part. So needn't have done. It is used to express an action that was done, but it was not necessary. It was a waste of time. All right. Well, next we should move to Unit 11 to talk about in your dreams. And this part we're going to talk about hypothesizing. There is something about the conditional clauses. So I hope that you just remember how many clauses are there in English and what are they in here. So just go and see in the next slide. Okay. Actually, look at this part. I just grab it from your textbook, just on page 151 and 152. You also can go and see the grammar prep from there in your textbook, right? Since I do not want to get something else from somewhere else, but just keep discussing on that part, and I just grab it here, just nothing new for that. So regarding to first and second conditional, have you ever learned about it before? I strongly believe that the answer will be yes or no. The answer will be yes. Although you just learn about first and second conditional. So today we are going to go and discuss a little bit more, or just remind you regarding to what you have learned. So first conditional sentences are based on facts in real time. All right. They express a possible condition, its probable result in the present or future. You got it? So we will talk about facts in real time. So the thing that happen, that talking about facts at the real time, which is you first conditional, and it will express about possible condition. You got it? Possible condition and its probable result. It can be in the present or it can be in the future. So let's just go and see the example. If you pass your exams, I'll buy you a car. You got it? If you pass your exams, I'll buy you a car. You got it? This is the condition. This is the result, right? So from here to here, what is it? From here to here, what is it? Okay, so I just want to test you whether which one that belong to the possible condition, which one belong to probable result. Okay, the answer is just obvious, right? So what's that? If you pass your exam, is what? The So we can say if you pass your exams, if is the possible condition, all right? And I'll buy you a car if is the probable result. It can be in the present or in the future in here. All right. Okay, that's it. If you have some question, let's discuss by comment to this video, or it can be discussed during the real-time meeting in through Google Meet, right? Let's just move to the second one, just about the second conditional sentences. We can say second conditional sentences are not based on fact, not based on facts. They express a situation which is contrary to reality in the present or in the future. Contrary means opposite, right? To the reality, both in the present and in the future. All right? This unreality is shown by a tense shift from present to past. They express a hypothetical condition and its probable result. You read? Hypothetical condition. Something it possibility true, but it didn't prove that it happened there. All right? So let's just go and see the example here. Okay, if what? If I were taller, I'd join the police force. If I were taller, I'd join the police force. The police force. Okay, so when I use it like this one, whether the speaker was tall or just somebody that is short person or something in here. So it's not true. We can say like it's just contrary to reality in the present or future. All right, and not based on facts. It's just the condition. It's just the dream. We can say the dream, right? So let's just see this part. We can say from if I were taller. So which part? Which part? And I joined the army force in here. So what? If I was were taller, it is the hypothetical condition. It's not true. And I joined the police force. The probable result. Is it possible? Yeah. If he is tall, he would join or he may join the police force there, but actually not. He's a short person there. The second example, you can see like, what would you do if you won the lottery? What would you do if you won the lottery? So you can look at this one. There are two things in here. So what would you do in here? Which one? Is it hypothetical condition or either it's probable result? Yeah. So what? So what would you do in here? It just what? Just show about probable result. How about if you won the lottery? It is the hypothetical condition in here. All right. So what have you learned about conditional clauses between the two examples in here? Okay, I just highlight or just attention you in here. We can say like when if clause at the beginning of the sentence, we need a comma before we start. It independent clause there. Okay, this is we call like if clause or dependent clause or conditional clause. It need to be depend on the independent clause that it can make a sentence here. What would you do here? We can say would clause or the other part that here at the beginning, and if clause at the end. No need to use any commas in here. So this is one thing that you need to learn something in here. All right. Okay, so I better leave it out some since it's really ugly there. It's just a lot of spider map in here. Okay, so that's it. It's just about the first and the second conditional clauses in here, right? So want to talk about facts in real time. The other one just not based on fact. Okay, it's contrary to reality in the present or in the future. Something about between first conditional clause and the second conditional clause in here. All right. So okay, I hope that you have some question. You can ask and discuss later. Let's just move to the next one. We should move to one more thing about the set conditional. Have you ever learned about set conditional before? The answer is yes, I strongly believe, right? So you may have learned about it not just a single time, maybe more than one time actually. Set conditional sentences are not based on facts. Remember this one? And not based on fact. They express a situation which is contrary to reality in the past. Okay, for the second conditional, it's just contrary to the reality in present or future. But in here, it is contrary to the reality in the past. Okay, about the time in here. Do you remember this one? This unreality is shown by a tense from past to perfect. You can see this one. If you'd come to the party, you'd have had a great time, or you would have, right? Apostrophe D here means would, all right? So it means would in here. Okay, it's ugly writing here. It means would, right? Apostrophe here mean what? Mean had, right? Okay. If you'd come to the party, you'd have had a great time. So if you had come to the party, you'd have a great time. But actually not. During the time, I went in somewhere else. I did something else. Okay, I hadn't joined or hadn't come to the party. I wouldn't have met my wife if I hadn't gone to France. I wouldn't have met my wife if I hadn't gone to France. Duet? Actually, he has met his wife and he had gone to France. Okay, so that's why they live together, they met each other there, right? So this one is just about the past perfect, all right? Something there. Connect move to number 2. It is possible for each other clauses in a conditional sentence to have a different time reference. And the result is a make conditional. You read? Make conditional. You can see the example. If we had brought a map, we didn't, right? We would know where we are. Actually, we don't know yet. Okay, then if we had brought a map in that condition in the past, that before you just traveling or something, if you have put it in your bag or your pocket, maybe you would know, or they would know where they are right now when they got lost there. All right. So we can say like in this one, if we had brought a map, it's just the condition in the set conditional, and we would know where we are. It's just the result in the second conditional in here. Okay, it just show about the result in the present or in the future. All right. So here the hypothetical in the past, and this one is the result in the present. I wouldn't have married her if I didn't love her. I wouldn't have married her. It's just the result, or the we can say like the past result of the third conditional. Actually, I did. I mean, I got married her, and what? I didn't in here, didn't love her. It's just the combination of the what? The condition, the past condition of the second conditional clause in here. I do, right? Okay, something here. Okay, so that's it about, okay, so we just got the third conditional, and this part you talk about the match conditional, the match condition between second conditional and third conditional clauses there. All right, let's just go. Next one. Error structure that express hypothesis mean the condition, the thing that possible to happen. Actually, the tense usage with which, if only, and are rather is similar to the second and third conditional. Okay, so remember this one. The tense usage with which, if only, or are rather, mean would rather in here, is similar to the second and third conditional. And reality is expressed by a tensive. Okay, tensives mean the changing or the shifting of the tense. I wish I were taller, but I'm not. You see, I wish I were taller, but I am a short guy. All right, something there. If only you hadn't said that, but you did. If only you hadn't said that, you got it? The thing, we can say the information or the secret may not be leaked out. Okay, but you did, mean the speaker just said about it, and it just spread out all over the country. Or everyone knows about this one. I'd rather you didn't wear a lot of makeup, but you do. I'd rather you is often used as a polite way to tell someone to do something differently. The negative form, I'd rather you didn't, is especially useful as a polite way to say no. All right, should you remember that one? This one, I'd rather you. Okay, polite something different, to do something different when we notice that it's not good. So just telling them, I'd rather you something. And about negative, we just use I'd rather you didn't. La la la. Okay, polite way to say no, right? Okay, this one we just suggest them to do something different. For example, I'll come in with you. I'd rather wait it outside. Okay, rather wait it outside. So rather than doing something else different, I better come in. Can I smoke in here? I'd rather you didn't. Mean you cannot smoke. You cannot smoke here. All right. That's it. That you can remember those things, right? It's about I rather you and I rather you didn't. Mean you just want to reject. Can I move to the next one? Next, we are moving to Unit 12. Talk about it's never too late. You are not too late to learn English. You are not too old to learn or to study in here. And this part, the grammar point you focus on determiners. How many determiners are there in English? Okay, so just go and see in the next slide about determiner briefly, and I hope that you just will move and try to find out more regarding to this one. Okay, so without further delay, we just move and see determiners. So this part you also can see it in your textbook on page 152. You just see in your textbook there. Okay, this everything just scrap out from your textbook and to put on this slide. So okay, when we're talking about determiner, there are two kinds of determiners, right? There are two kinds of determiner in this part. So the first kind identify things like article, earn, or the, right? And the other one about possessives or possession, you can see. Possessives like my, yours, our, theirs, her, something that we call like a possessive adjective, all right? And the other part about demonstrative. This, that, those. This, those, okay, those things that we call like demonstration, demonstrative. Or you can call one like demonstrative adjective about those things. Just use it to point out things, right? The second kind are quantifiers expressing how much or how many. All right. So the first one we call like identify thing. The second one, or second kind, we call it like quantifiers that express how much and or how many, like some, any, or no. Okay, this is just talk about the not exactly or particular number, but we just use some, any, or no, or something. Each, every, either, neither. Okay, those things that can show. Much, many, more, and most. Okay, little, less, and least. Right? It can be optional, a little, or less, or least in here. Shoe of shoes, shoewear, and shoewears. Okay, one or two things. Enough, or several, all, both, half, another, and other. So we can say like all of these things, okay, determiner that express quantity deal with within unit 6, okay, that you have already learned in that part. Yes, so in short one we can say there are two kind of determiner. The first one is just identify things. The second one are quantifier that show about or expressing how much or how many, like all of these things are the example, right? Okay, so we are to go and discuss each item briefly. Thank you very much for your hard working. For this session, I just finished. We just review about what we have learned from Unit 10 to Unit 12. And all of those grammar points is really useful for everyone. So just focus on the usage, the form, and try to make more example to practice more and more. So that's it for the semester as well as for the session. Good luck and try your best to improve your English, both speaking, writing, and listening. Also speaking, I can say, really important for English. Just learning by doing, practicing, and then you can do it. All right. Want to speak? Just start speaking. Okay. Good luck and see you next time. Thank you.